Good morning. This is Susie with Through It All. So I just thought I'm driving down the road, just dropped the girls off at school where they go once a week, 1 day a week, and the rest of the time we do homeschooling. So I thought this would be a good time. It's a nice, beautiful day. I know the sun, the glare, and everything is kind of bad right now. But it's such a beautiful sunny day. So anyways, a little bit about myself. So I am a wife, a homeschool mom, and a homemaker. Love to cook, can, preserve, bake, all the things. I grew up doing all of that, and I have loved doing that. And so I've just been really thinking about, what we do with what we walk through in life. Do we let it make ourselves? Do we take lessons? Do we learn? When we walk through dark things, and right now everybody's thinking and talking about the election and all that, and I may have a little bit of a different take on it, because in the end I have to be responsible for myself. I cannot rely on anybody else but God Himself. And trust me when I say God has gotten me through some very, very, very dark times. Dark times as in family, as in a wife, as a mother. And I have also walked through dark times as a girl, as a woman. There were things that happened in my life way before I met my husband. At a very young age, things happened that I can look back now and see I learned a lot of things. I can see now where God's hand was and protected me from different things. I had to grow up young. I'll just give you a little backstory. When I was 9 years old, my mom went in for brain tumor surgery, and the youngest of the children was 3 months old, and I had to grow up really fast and learn things and be responsible for different things. Just for the first thing that comes to mind is, so I went with Mom to the eye doctor appointment because we also lived on a farm. And I just remember that we went because she would have these awful headaches. She was recovering from having a baby and wanting to do her work again, because we would always have a hired maid or a hired girl to help the first 4 weeks or more. after having a baby. And, but when it was time for her to be recovering is when she started with these awful headaches. And these headaches were so debilitating. She would go to the doctor. The doctor didn't know what it is. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing she went to the chiropractor too. But then the eye doctor found the issue. And then after she was at the eye doctor, he said that, she has to go further. And so what ended up happening, in long story short, is she ended up passing out, puking, and carrying on to where we had to call the ambulance to take her to the hospital. And that's where they took her. And that was very dramatic. Here's the 5 of us children. And then we all got split up into different homes for different people to take care of us, because Dad was with Mom in the hospital, and she was in the hospital for 2 weeks. Well, we lived on a farm, and so that also meant we were milking cows, we had animals, we were doing farming, because it was in the middle of summer. So there was a garden, so I just remember the garden was so weedy, we just could not stay on top of it. And so the neighbors and the church people and all that would get together and help, to clean the garden, clean the house, do the farming, and all that. So, anyways, to then now bring it all back to current is, in my today life, is I carry a lot of the lessons that I've learned. The lessons and the things. That's where the love for canning, and yes, I do also freeze things. And the new things that I'm learning is dehydrating. I would love to get a freeze dryer sometime, but those are very, that's a big investment. And so, anyways, I just thought I would share a little bit. I'm coming up to a stop sign here in a minute, but thought I have a straight shot of I can just drive and talk. And so, as time goes on, I may share different other things about my testimony or what I've learned. But the biggest thing that I'm being challenged is to not rely on any human being to get me to the next spot, or to get me to as a savior. God is the only savior. Jesus is the savior. And if you look at some of the other videos that I've posted already, you can tell I'm not a perfect mom. I do the best that I can. And some things also don't come across as very, very positive. But I guess that's where I live my life, and I speak from experience, and I'm totally open that, I'm not a perfect mom, I'm not a perfect wife, and I've always said I don't want to meet the perfect person, because in the end we're all human, and humans are not perfect. Jesus is the only perfect one. And so we strive to do better, and we strive to do what God has given us, to make the most of what we have. And so I'm going to stop there, and I'll talk to you all next time. God bless, and take care.